I'm not that tall. Well, good afternoon. It is a privilege for me to be able to serve as a city director, and I truly see that as a serving position. And so I just thank you for all the great things you said about me. I don't know if I'm all that, but I just know that I'm a Christ follower, and I'm here with brothers and sisters. I did want to say something that God had been bringing to my spirit about this thing we call C3. And he says in Isaiah 43:19, he says, "Behold, I am doing a new thing." And he says, "Do you see it springing forth?" He said, "Do you perceive it? Do you not perceive it?" And so I feel like that's where we're at with this. This is such a God-sized vision that was birthed in William Renfro and Jamie Jordan and the board, and it's honestly something that has not been done before. I haven't seen it anywhere else, and bringing together the body of Christ for the impact to the community in this way, the businesses, the alliances, the individuals, the churches, bringing it all together for His purposes. And so I'm just excited to be a part of this. And also, you know, I look at things as a journey. So as believers, we're all on a journey. I've been on quite a journey probably for the past 15 years. And it's been a journey that's taken me to a radical trust. It's taken me to a radical obedience. It's taken me to a place where I hear God's voice and then I'm expected to obey. And I believe that, you know, my journey has led me here to be part of C3 and connecting with Jamie and with Mr. Renfro here. It's just, you all of a sudden realize you're not alone, that God has other people out there who are already paving the way ahead of you, who are hearing the same call and who are walking a journey as well. And so my journey, I'm not going to go into it now, but it's been quite an interesting journey. But that journey has taught me so many things. And yet, where I'm ending up now, as far as it's surreal to be here in front of you today, but I also serve as a pastor on staff at a church. I also work in Alliance Ministries, and I'm on the board and also serve in Alliance Ministries. I also have my own business. And I say all that not to say it's about me, because it's not. But I say that to say that just as seamless as that is in my life, of how I can be all those things, it's just because I'm a follower. And it's the same as true for all of us here. All the pieces that we're pulling together in the body of Christ, it should be seamless. And it should be just as much as my individual makeup should be the makeup of this group. And so I'm excited about that. I also believe that everyone in here is on a journey that God has prepared, that He has prepared you for this day and time of this huge thing He's doing, this new thing He's doing with the C3. And so I believe that He's connecting our journeys together. And so I'm just excited to be a part of that. I'm just excited to serve. I'm excited to see what God's going to do with all of this. And I think it is bigger and greater than anything we can imagine. I think when we see the chaos that seems to be taking place in this world, we shouldn't fret. We shouldn't worry, because God's kingdom is moving forward, and He's choosing to do it through us. Not just us, but we're a representative of the body of Christ. So I'm thankful for that. I look forward to it. I want to encourage each of you, whether you're members already or not, to just ask God, hey, you know, Lord, on my journey that you've had me on, what is the purpose of this journey? What is this purpose playing out in C3? What is this purpose for this day and time in history that you have placed me in this world? And I just encourage you to seek the Lord on that. So I look forward to it, and I thank you. Also, as part of our luncheons that we have, we like to spotlight the different alliances or churches or businesses. And so right now I'd like to call up one of our alliance partners, Tim Steele, who represents Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And we're glad to have him here, and just welcome him as he comes.
Okay, so I am that tall. Okay, we were going to try to do a really brief video overview, but I'm extremely excited to be here in front of you today. Fellowship of Christian Athletes is 63 years old this year. It started with the vision of one guy. If you've ever been coached, think about it for a second. If you've ever been coached, raise your hand. We've all been coached at something, right? I'm going to throw a few numbers out, and we've got just a little bit of time, so I'll be brief. But 500,000. In 2016, that's the approximate number of people in Greenville County. I heard not too long ago that 45 people a day are moving into Greenville County. 27 years ago, when my wife and I moved back home to Greenville, we settled out Woodruff Road, and I'm quite sure that all 45 are moving to Woodruff Road right now. But 500,000 people in our community, quite a change. It's doubled in the last 25 years, the population of Greenville County. It's not the same Greenville that I grew up in. 75,000 students in grades K through 12 public school is the opportunity. And FCA uses that opportunity traditionally on the campus to reach coaches and the athletes that they influence for Jesus Christ through lifestyle and biblical teaching. We have in Greenville County, currently we have an opportunity on the campus, 33 campuses with sports. Last year, 484 public school teams, 1,050 coaches, and over 10,000 athletes. And we project that if you count community sports, there are closer to 50,000 coaches and athletes in Greenville County. So quite an opportunity. The vision of FCA hasn't changed. Is to see the world impacted for Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. So how do we do that? You know, we talk about why is sports important. If you listen to read some surveys of the 75,000 students that we have in Greenville County, it's estimated that maybe as many as 80% will not be attending church regularly by the time they graduate from high school. 80%. But as many as 80% of those same students at some point in those 12 or 13 years will have participated in sports. So sports is the new opportunity to take the church outside the walls of the sanctuary and into the community. We see FCA as a bridge to be able to let the church get into the sport community to bring the sport community back into the church. As I read the Gospels, Jesus spent a good bit of time teaching in the temple, but he spent a lot more time outside the temple, so that's our opportunity. So as we go about trying to reach our whole community through the coaches and athletes for Christ, I'd love for you to support me. We've got some information on the table. It's pretty generic in there, but it gives you an idea of what we stand for. Coaches, campus, camps, and community. We've been blessed. We're on every high school campus, public high school campus in Greenville County, 2 charter schools, and 1 private school campus. Our next mission objective is the middle school campus, and we've got opportunities at 2 there. But to do that, we're going to be trying to grow our staff. Right now, it's just me overseeing not just Greenville County, but the upstate. But I've been excited in the last few months. We've brought Greg Nybert on staff to minister in the Golden Strip. Coach Nybert, if you coach over 30 years of coaching, the last 28 were as the head basketball coach at Presbyterian College. So he has got that credibility with coaches to walk in there and relate to them and really encourage them to coach. You know, I wonder, as we look out over the horizon of sports, if we could change the conversation just a little bit. We live in a divided world, and nowhere is that more obvious than sports, where rivalry takes sometimes a pretty mean turn. I just wonder, as Christians, if we change the conversation from competing against each other to competing with each other for Christ, that he might get the glory, if maybe we could change our world. So thanks so much for the time. If you got questions, fill this out. Feel free to leave it. I'll be picking those up after everybody leaves. You can find us on the web at www.greenvillefca.org. And God bless for all you guys do and your influence.